session with me, David, on behalf of Trinity Sport. So we're into the double-digit weeks now, so we're into week 12 of core. Hopefully you've been following on each Friday, and given that midsection here is a really, really good challenge. So today we're just going to get loosened up with upward dog and downward dog exercises. So I want you to come lengthways along your mat, 2 hands down. All I want you to do is take your time, hinge up into a downward dog position, like so. So a nice straight line from kind of your shoulders down through the arms, and a nice straight line from your hips down towards your heels. Okay, we're going to bring it back, knees down, sit back into child's pose, switch off, kind of the opposite movement really. And then we'll come up back into downward dog one last time, hinge back, try to get a little bit further into the stretch if you can. And bring it back down, knees down, hinge back into child's pose. Okay, another similar movement just to really elongate that midsection. We're going to do an upward dog. So, lying flat like so, 2 hands in as if you're about to do a press up. I just want you to push up, keep the hips low to the floor. You can kind of lean left and right if you like. Get a bit of a stretch, not just in the abs, but then you're getting it down into the hip flexor as well. Shift back into child's pose again, shorten those abs. And then last thing we'll do is just come into kind of an all fours position, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and we're just going to do cat-cow. So you've done it before, hips go in, chin goes in, and then you arch out the far side. So you're shortening your spine, and then elongating your spine. Take your time, everything from the tailbone right up to the head. So bringing in the neck as well. And then shift back into child's pose one last time. Do whatever feels natural in this position, okay? You can kind of rock left and right, forward and back. If there's something that feels quite tight, just focus on it, get a bit of a stretch. Okay, we're going to come into our first 2 exercises. So we're going to do 2 exercises back to back, 30 seconds each. The first one will be a full sit-up, so hands over the chest like so. You can have a small weight or something in them if you want. And we're going to go from this position, crunch up, all the way up into a tall L position, and then back down. Okay, nice and smooth. We've definitely done it before. Let's work at it. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So we're breathing out, coming up nice and smooth, and back down nice and smooth. So you really want to be peeling the upper body off the floor, 1 vertebrae at a time, and placing it back down on the floor, 1 vertebrae at a time. So try breathe out. Okay, obviously we're always breathing on these type of movements. So really exhaling as you come up off the floor. Last 3, 2, and 1. And relax, okay? From there, I want you to get yourself into a bit of a star position. So put a gap between your legs, gap between the arms. Okay, and we're going to do a diagonal crunch. This time you're not coming all the way off the floor, just the shoulder. So it's going to look like this, okay? So your right arm goes up to the left leg, left arm goes up to the right leg. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So again, we're breathing out as we come up off the floor. And you want to be meeting those toes somewhere over your midsection. If you're not flexible enough to make contact with your foot, that's okay. Just get the arm close to the leg. But what's more important is that the shoulder is leaving the floor each time. 1 shoulder, not both. So keep the other one down on the floor. And make sure you get that diagonal direction with your movement. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, have a little break. 2 knees into the chest, switch off for a few seconds. Okay, we're going to repeat those 2. So, get yourself fixed, lying flat, 2 hands over the chest with a weight or a book or something if you want. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Breathing out, crunch up into your L position, good posture. Lower yourself back down. So really getting those abs fired up, but also in your top position when you're in that seated L sit. Try to get the shoulders back, okay, into good posture. Nearly there, nearly there. Get a few more reps. That's it, folks. Really working right up onto those sit bones. 3, 2, and 1. Back down. Take a quick break. Get set up for the next one. You have a small gap between the legs, small gap between the arms. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. You had your star crunch. Alrighty, up, diagonal, across the midsection, that midline that goes right down the center of your stomach. Keep the gap between the legs, keep the gap between the arms. Okay, that way you're ensuring a diagonal direction. Nearly there, folks, nearly there. Give me 5 more seconds. 4, 3, keep the technique. 2, and 1. Pull those 2 knees into the chest. Take a quick break. Couple of deep breaths. Let the abs recover. From there, next 2 exercises, we're onto our front. We're going to get down into a front plank position on our elbows. And we're going to rock back and forward, but from the ankle joint. So let me show you. It's called a Bodysaw. You'll be in a normal plank, like so. So take the first 2 seconds to get set up. And then the movement happens down at your toes. So you rock back, rock forward. Rock back, rock forward. If you want to make it a bit more challenging, just bring the elbows even a little bit more forward. Rock back, rock forward. What you'll find is when the gap between your toes and your elbows is greater, a lot more pressure will be felt around that midsection. Then you can bring it back and it'll feel like a normal plank. Okay, so if you're quite strong, you can make that quite a big rock forward and back. If you're only new to the movement, just do a small, subtle movement. Okay, ready? Into a front plank position. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So, rock back, rock forward. So there's not much movement happening in the shoulder. That's not where the movement originates. Okay, the movement actually originates down at the ankle. So you're kind of moving yourself forward almost to where you're on your very tips of your toes. It's easier if you're in runners. Might be a little bit uncomfortable if you're in socks, because you're almost like a ballerina. You're right on the tips of your toes. But it's only for a split second. And then you're back onto the pads of your toes. Nearly there, folks. Rocking forward. Rocking back, all the while keeping the abs tight. 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees down. Let's sit back into child's pose for a second. It's quite a tough exercise. So give yourself a quick break and then flip over. Here we have leg raises with our oblique twist. One of my favorite exercises as of late. So we've been doing them every second week or so. So your hands are down for a little bit of support. Legs come up straight. And then just as the tailbone and the glutes leave the ground, you tweak to one side and bring them back down the middle as well. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 2 legs come up, tweak to one side, back down. They come up again and tweak to the other side. So exhaling as those legs come up. If straight leg is too hard, bend the knees slightly. Do something like this, okay? You might even feel it a little bit more in the obliques like that. So never go to such an advanced level of an exercise where the actual technique suffers. All right, nearly there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees up, take your break. A lot of these exercises are hitting those same areas, same muscles. So make sure you're taking your little breaks when you get them. All right, we are back into our front plank position. Elbows down. As much of a gap between the elbows and the toes as possible. Okay, and then you're going to hinge forward and back. 3, 2, 1. Body saw. Let's go. Abs are tight. Now your glutes are really switched on here. Okay, you want to protect that lower back. And if the abs fatigue and the glutes are not switched on, all that pressure goes to the lower back. You often see that with people coming up out of a front plank position. They get up off the floor and they're literally holding the lower back with their hands. That means something wasn't switched on, their glutes or their abs. Nearly there, everyone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Sit back, knees down. Shorten the abs. So that exercise there lengthens the abs. We want to shorten them now. Let them recover in between those short, intense bouts. Alrighty. Onto the ground. Hands down. A bit of support through them. Oblique leg raises. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Legs come up. Tweak to one side. Back up. Tweak to the other side. Now keep those shoulders and heads down and use as much of a resistance through the fingertips as you require. Okay? Obviously you don't want the arms doing the entire work, the entire workload, but do use them if you need them. Nearly there, folks. Squeeze out one more rep on each side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees in. Smash and work. Right up into your seated position. Pull the 2 knees in. Switch off for a few seconds. Just let those abs recover. Okay, halfway through. 4 exercises down, 4 to go. Your next one, you're going to be in a V position, like so. You're going to lie back, shoulders stay off the ground, come up, tap your toes. Now, if you're struggling with this movement, you can come around the knees to tap the toes. If you want a bit more of a challenge, you'll need to get a bit of height in the legs and you can go over the knees, like so. Okay? Obviously, you might think of that more as it being like something for the arms to do, but the actual difficulty lies down here in the lower abs, because you'll need to lift the legs higher to reach them with your hands. Okay? So, just to remind you, this is the movement. You lie back, you come up, tap the toes, and down. So you're either going over the knees, or if you need to make it a little bit easier, come around the knees and just tap the foot somewhere. Alrighty? 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Back down. Crunch up. Exhale. Go around the knees for the first few, especially if you haven't done it before. And then if it feels okay, let's try go over the knees. So you might even feel the hip flexors here and the quads as well kicking in if you're trying to go over the knees, because those muscles need to work to get the height in the leg. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax down. Head down, shoulders down. That way you know the upper abs have switched off. So while you might be watching the video, try resist in your breaks and in your rest periods to be sitting with the shoulders up, because then in a way you're kind of holding an abdominal crunch, so you're not getting all the recovery you think you're getting. Next, we're going swimming to an extent. Last week we did leg kicks like so. Okay, all we're going to change this week is we're doing this with our legs, over and swap. Okay, so they'll be out like so, and you just swap in like this. Okay, if you want to make it tougher, do big swaps, or you can put a bit of height in them. Okay, if you want to keep it easy, keep them low and kind of a shorter radius. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's do it. So you definitely want your hands down, taking some of the pressure. Okay, if you want less pressure or less help from the hands, go elbows, but I wouldn't suggest going no hands at all, okay, unless you have quite a lot of strength down there. And take breaks if you need to. So just simply rest the heels down. If the tension gets too much, you have about 10 seconds left. You're trying to keep that tension there to a manageable level. Like I said in the other exercise, if the abs fatigue, usually that pressure just goes to the lower back anyway. 3, 2, 1. Feet flat. Lying back. Switch off. Okay, take your break. This is a tough combo. Both these exercises are quite tough on their own anyway. But putting them back to back, boy oh boy do you feel it. Okay, so next we had our kind of V up or our V crunch, and we're either reaching over the top of the knees or coming around the sides. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go. So you're lying back, the shoulders don't touch the ground, up, tap over the knees, and breathe. I might not have said it for this one yet, but obviously we're breathing. Exhaling. Even mix and match. You could do a few over the top and a few to the sides. Try and make the movement as smooth as possible. If you feel like you're jerking up or swinging up, maybe it's time you just took a little break, even just for a few split seconds, because you want to keep that quality there. Last few reps. 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Well done. Lie back or stay completely sitting up so the abs aren't switched on. Okay, next we have our legs doing this. The swimmers, kind of more like breaststroke legs if anything. Okay, when you're ready, lying back, hands down or elbows down. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Different distances each time if you can, so kind of make them wider, make them higher, mix and match, give those abs a real challenge, folks. It's a tough exercise, but this is your last time doing it. Keep going, keep going. Take breaks if you need to. Do it with a bent leg if you want. Make it a little bit easier. Or just rely on the hands more. Put more pressure down through the hands. 3, 2, 1. Well done. Okay, so they are probably your 2 toughest exercises in today's class. We do have 2 more, but if you want, you could say you're over the far side of the hill now. Okay, so next we have our glute press. We've done glute presses before. You're going to be lengthways along your mat, heels down, hands on the chest, and you're effectively pushing all your way through the heels, up. You'll feel your glutes switch on, so abs will be getting a break during this exercise. Hips go down to the floor, and then push up. Hips go down to the floor, and push up. Not a very challenging movement, but it's really, really good for just teaching the glutes how to switch on independent of the quads. Okay, so give me 30 seconds of that. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So I don't want any hands on the ground. Just rest them on your chest. And you want to lower the hips down to the floor, but don't fully commit to the floor. So don't really rest on the ground. The second you feel that mat or the floor touching your tailbone, you change direction and you come back up. About 1.5 seconds down, 1.5 seconds up. Just keep nice smooth movement and make sure you're feeling this in both glutes and probably both hamstrings as well. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Okay. In between our glute presses, we'll just do our reach around crunches. So 2 hands on the thigh, same position. You don't really have to change on your mat. Like so. Deep breath in, exhale, up, over the knees, back down. Okay? Ready? Let's go. Okay? So like I said, your previous 2 exercises were the 2 really advanced ones in today's class. So you're over the far side of that hill. You've got 2 basic exercises to finish off with. Just because I realize you're probably somewhat fatigued at this stage. Keep going, just get the fingertips up over the top of those knees. What really is the goal though is to get the head and shoulders off the floor. And they do return to the floor each and every time. 3, 2, and 1. Brilliant work, well done. Okay, last time doing each of those, hands on the chest, heels down, toes visibly off the ground. 3, 2, 1, glute press, let's go. Up and back down. So like I said, just at the end of our last set, you want an even amount of pressure on both legs. You might have one leg or one glute that's particularly strong. And if you feel that side doing too much work, just readjust. You want this to be as 50-50 as possible. You really don't want to be encouraging any imbalances between your legs. That's usually where injuries come. 5 seconds, everybody. 4, 3, 2, last rep. And back down to the mat. Okay, here we go. Last exercise. Into position for your basic crunch. Hands on the thighs. All you need is to get those fingertips over the knees. 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in. Exhale. Up and over. Let's go. Up and over. Exhale. And every time I fall out of my breathing rhythm because I'm talking so much, you should try your best to just stay in rhythm, especially when you're active. So during the 30 seconds of exercise, try really keep that rhythm. Take breaths, even if you feel like you don't need them. Inhale every time you're in your rest. Exhale on the exertion of the exercise. And that's kind of a nice rule to apply to most strength-based exercises. Legs, arms, shoulders, whatever you're doing, not just core. Last few reps, everybody. 4, 3, 2, 1. Return to the mat. Relax. So those last 2, you might even feel a bit of tension up here in the shoulders. Your neck, and then down into the traps and the shoulders as well. So we'll just do 2 or 3 quick stretches. Up into a tall kneeling position. Okay, small gap between the knees just so you're stable and balanced. I'm going to do a couple of twists, left and right, like so. Over to one side to stretch the obliques. So some of those exercises really focus on the obliques and the hips. And then over to the opposite side. And like I said, some of them, you might have felt a bit of a strain here in the neck. So I'm going to show you a stretch just for the trap. But I want you to be really delicate with the stretch. So do your best. We'll say the left shoulder first. Keep the left shoulder down. Grab the head with the right hand and just pull it to the right. So you're trying to make a bigger gap between the shoulder and the ear, we'll say. But make no mistake, there's not a lot of pressure going through these fingertips. It's just a super light stretch. And then swap. Take your time, very little pressure. It's such an easy area to overstretch and actually do yourself an injury. Okay, a couple of circles with the head and the neck. A couple of circles with the wrists. Shake out the arms and the shoulders. And we're done. Unbelievable work, everyone. So that was a slightly longer workout just because we had 4 groups of 2 exercises. So you've been here for about 18, 20 minutes, something like that. So maybe work on some of those again and really work on set number 3. That tough combination of exercises. You'll really get a lot of strength gains from those 2 in particular. Alright, so if you've been following us on Facebook or Instagram and you did today's workout, maybe give us a shout out. Let us know how you got on. If not, I shall see you next week. Alright, well done everyone. See you later.